Hello. For some reason, my stream just cut off. So this is part two, even though I'm still talking about the same things. So whoops, not my fault. Don't know why I did that. Sorry. Alright, we're back. I finished talking about Isaac and what I would hope his Arrow Ace storyline is like, and now we're gonna move back to Paris trip, and I just wanted to add a tidbit about episode 1 and like things that could be in episode 1. Yeah. So, alright, I have this picture up here because in the last episode, they go to the photo booth and they take these pictures, yeah. And in the comic, they also do that, and they have these pictures, but they split it in half, and Nick gets this side right here of them, and then Charlie gets this side, and they put it up in their bedrooms. And I just want to be able to notice that detail in the background in season 2. Just saying. Another detail. They already have cute little details in season 1 of just, oh, they're so adorable. I can't. But I mean, it's pretty obvious because they literally have dialogue about how Charlie steals like Nick's hoodies or jumpers. And I just want to see that this season 2. Like, even when it's not being mentioned, like, I want to be able to notice it. I mean, it'll be pretty noticeable because all Nick wears is Adidas shirts and Vans shirts. So, yeah. It will be pretty obvious. Like, even here, look, he's wearing an Adidas shirt right there. And also, I love this shirt, just saying, like, I would wear it. My friend had, like, a shirt like this, but it wasn't Adidas, but it was that same yellow. That same yellow looks so cute, especially on dark skin. It looks so cute! I literally love it. Anyway, I love that yellow color. Yeah, that's all, yeah. Alright, now, talking about Paris trip. Alright, here. This scene could also be in episode 1. This is like after rugby practice, which we have to talk about. What about rugby? Is Charlie gonna join rugby again? Because at episode 8 of HeartStopper, season 1, Charlie quits the rugby team because he's just quitting everything. Because he's anxious and he feels like him in Nick's life, him in anyone's life he's bothering them. So he quits. So is he gonna rejoin in season 2? What's up with that? Because there's like a bunch of scenes with them in rugby together in the comic, because in the comic Charlie never quits rugby. I mean, a lot of the, like, all of the events of, like, not all of them, but most of the events of episode 8 do not happen in the comic, so yeah. What's about that? And also episode 7 too, because like Tao finds out about Nick and Charlie, and in the comics he doesn't find out until Paris trip. So that definitely changes the plot a lot for what's gonna happen in Paris trip. So I'm wondering about that. So here basically they talk about Charlie being stressed, and you can just read the dialogue. And this is kind of like our first hint to Charlie feeling anxious about coming out, but also just like how he views himself and how he thinks about things in the comics. I feel like this is the first hint. Maybe it's not, and I'm just dense, but I think it is. But in the show, it's not, because in episode 8, he has this conversation with Tori, and then you're like, oh, wow, okay. But I think this is a significant conversation. Also, it's significant because after they get caught kissing in here, this, what is it called? Where you put the gym materials, whatever, it's a closet, whatever, shed. This teacher, Miss Singh, Mrs. Oh, that's so interesting that she has that kind of Mrs. Because you know how Mrs. means different things? She has the MRS Mrs., which is really interesting because she has a wife. So it really isn't that kind of Mrs. I mean, it makes sense because she's married, but like, it would be different. If that makes sense. Because there's different ways to spell miss. If it spells MS, then it means like, it usually means that you are a single woman. Or is that MISS? I don't know. Either one, you're single. But the M, I believe, yeah. And the MRS means that you are married, but the MR is like for Mr. So it means like you're married to a man, but she's not. Just something I just realized. Anyway, so she's like, why are you taking so long? And then she sees that they're making out, and she's like, can you not? Basically. And then she talks with Nick, and she's like, Nick, you're really good at rugby. You're gonna be a team captain, blah, blah, blah. I'm gay too. I'm gay too. I have a wife. Yeah. I explained that really bad, but it's really sweet. It's a sweet moment. Also, I just like Miss Singh. She's great, and I think they could have put more moments of her in season 1 of HeartStopper, but it makes sense that they didn't. But I just want to see more of her in different seasons, you know. Yeah. So I guess this would be episode 2. Or no, episode 1 as well, right? Yeah, because this is when Charlie tells Nick about, when he talks about his bullying and how it really made him feel like it really made him hate himself and led to him self-harming. And Nick goes to get something to drink for them, to eat. And then he walks back and his brother is there. And then he's like, get out, David, you suck, leave. And then he's just like, I just wanted to meet the guy who turned my little brother gay. And I think, even though David is such a douchebag and I hate him so much, like, he's probably, no, he is worse than Harry. He is worse than Harry, actually. He's a grown adult doing this. He's not even a teenager. He's a grown adult being this kind of way. And not only is he being this kind of way, he's being this kind of way to his brother. Like, wait. Bleh, 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 bleh. Anyway, so I think it's important because he's not almost, but he's pretty much exclusively biphobic. And I think it's just important to show, because there are a lot of people who like make little microaggressions that are totally biphobic, but they don't even realize it. And I feel like him having these comments will make people realize. Like, even Nick's mom's comment, even though, like, she wasn't trying to be rude, and, like, she's perfectly fine. We love Nick's mom. Slay, we stan. Go, Nick's mom. She was like, you don't have to say that you like girls if you don't like them. And it's like, no, I do like girls as well. I'm bisexual. So it's just that clear up. It's all good. You know, people make mistakes. But he does it purposely, and oh my gosh, he frustrates me so much. So, yeah. And here, again, him being biphobic. I mean, come on, mum. He's saying he's bi. What a load of absolute bullcrap. He can't even admit he's gay. Like, come on. Holy moly. Alright, this is Paris trip. I didn't like screenshot like all of the orientation for Paris trip because I wasn't trying to screenshot that much. You see how many pictures I have. I have a lot. So Paris trip, yep. And then this. I want to talk about this because I don't know how it's going to go in the show because there was really no reason for Tao to do this unless he's just being weird. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Tao actually did this in the show because I feel like he's just weird like that. But it doesn't make sense anymore. Because at this point, Tao doesn't know that Nick and Charlie are together. So he's like, I'm gonna avoid Charlie from feeling this way about his straight crush and being like, oh my gosh, I have to share a bed with this guy and he doesn't even like me and all this stuff. But now Tao knows that they're together. So I just want to see how they would maneuver the scene. They could totally like still do it, but I just want to. It's just interesting because it's not the same like dynamic. So yeah. Also, this scene, I screenshotted it because it needs to be in the series. If it's not, like, it's a hate crime, honestly. That's obviously a joke. If you can't tell, that's a joke that I just made. It's a joke. But basically, Nick and Charlie are kissing in this scene, and then Alid and Darcy. Alid would be replaced by Isaac in the show, but so Isaac would be there, but Alid and Darcy walk in, and Darcy's like, "Are you two coming?" And then she's like, "Oh," and then she's like, "Oh, you're being gay. Good job, carry on." I just find it funny. So a lot of people like this scene. So if it's not in there, I'm gonna be mad. Also, I really like Darcy's shirt. I want them to find a shirt just like this shirt. They probably won't, but I really like this shirt. So please. I imagine it would be like in an orange or a red color. I don't know. Maybe a white. Yeah, those colors. Anyway, I really like her shirt, so please. Please. If they don't have the scene, I'm just gonna be quite upset. And then this is Nick, like, noticing that Charlie is not eating his food. Charlie has a whole plate of food while Nick's plate is finished. So he's just like, how peculiar. And this is another scene that is just really adorable. That should be in the show. It's just very cute. And it's really quick, so it doesn't need to be all big much. They can just, when they're doing the transition from night to morning, they can have them holding hands like this, and then waking up, and then it being morning time, and then them simulate. It's just cute. It's just cute. I like it. People like it too. And then this, Ellen Towel. Yes, we get more of them. I want to see more of them than we see in the comics. We see their relationship a little bit, a tiny weensy bit, but I just want to see more of them because we see more of them in the show. We get to elaborate on Tara and Darcy's relationship. We get to elaborate on Tao and Elle and how they work, and oh, it's just so great, and I love that, and I want to keep seeing it. I love Tao and Elle. They're so cute. Like, they're so adorable. I literally love them. I probably like their relationship more than Nick and Charlie's. I'm sorry. It's probably because Friends to Lovers is just makes sense the most in my mind as a demi girl. It just makes sense to me. So yeah. So I just love them. So this scene, make it happen. And then oh, I forgot how to pronounce her name. I literally Googled it. So, Sad. It's like Sahad. Sahad. I, when reading this comic, I pronounced her name as basically Sarah, but Sarah. But I think I Googled it and it's pronounced Sahad. At least the Arabic way is pronounced Sahad. So this is Sahad. She comes in the comic and we literally know nothing about her. Zilch. Nil. Nothing. And I don't know, that makes me mad. She's there and we don't know anything about her. So please, the show, elaborate on her. Do not make her turn it into Isaac. Isaac, he barely has any words. We don't know anything about him. Like, make her known. Give her a personality, because I don't know anything about her. Only from recent chapters do I know that she runs a band and that she has pretty liberal takes. But that's it. That's it. It's just like small one-liners that she has. She's there the whole time. She's there for so long and we know zero about her, and it makes me upset. It makes me very upset. Especially since she's brown and she is plus size. Like, come on. Give her the time of day. Give Sad the time of day. So, yeah. I want more of her. More of her. And I want the actress that she plays, that the actress that plays her to be plus size. Like, I know they were not gonna cast like a skinny person, but I don't want the plus size to be like size 6, because size 6 is fine, but she's bigger than size 6. Like, look at her. And I mean, when I'm talking about size 6, I mean size 6 US. I mean, even, I feel like, I don't know, like, her size, but I feel like she'd be bigger than me, and I'm bigger than size 6, so. And then Nick again, talking about, just asking people if they notice that Charlie isn't eating much. So I want this scene to actually be with Isaac as well. Because, the scene is with Alid, so make it with Isaac. Don't make it with Tao, don't make it with Elle, don't make it with anyone else. Make it with Isaac. We want to see as much screen time of him as possible. Please. 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 Pretty please. Pretty please. Don't you ever feel like you're less than perfect to me. This is just Tara talking to Charlie, which we love to see. We don't see them talk in the show. And I think this is the first time they talk in the books too. So we love to see it. Let's see it. I wonder how they'll do this scene, because in the show we see a lot more of Tara and Darcy's relationship than we see in the books. So I wonder how she'll just go about this conversation, because we already know something, so he doesn't have to explain everything, because we know. I just want the line of Tara saying, "Nick's so in love with you, it's a little unbearable to watch sometimes," because it's true, and I just like that line. So yeah, Tara and Darcy, she's just talking about them. So yeah. Also, I just screenshotted this because what the heck is this? How does Nick and Charlie post things like this? Look, Nick posts Charlie on his Instagram. His caption is "sneak shot of at Charlie Spring," and then in the comments, Charlie Springs, "You obsessed with me or something?" And then Nick replies, "Perhaps." How do you put that on social media that everyone follows you? Not everyone, but Nick. A lot of people follow Nick. He has like 800 something followers. That's like everybody in that school, practically. How do you post that and think that you're not out already? I'm just saying. They have even more ones. They're just like flirting in the Instagram comment section. And you're telling me that they don't think that they're out yet? Like, come on. Also, something that changed from the HeartStopper books that's in the HeartStopper show. In the last episode, Nick abandons his rugby game to go talk to Charlie and work things out with the relationship, because he feels like this is like his last chance to see Charlie, because Charlie has been avoiding him for that whole episode. So he's like, I really need to talk to Charlie and tell him that I don't want to break up. And like, he did that in front of the whole school sports day, not even just Truman, if you're American, like me, Truman boys school, but also Higgs girls school. Both schools, everybody in the school saw that. Literally everybody. And then they kissed in the corridors. And the corridors as wide glass windows. Come on, guys. I mean, come on. Everybody at school knows. So I also wonder how they're gonna work out with that. Are they gonna address that, or are Charlie and Nick literally gonna be so oblivious that they think that they are keeping a secret so well, even though they did that, and even before that they weren't, discreet. They're just bumbling in love idiots. Yeah. So. And then this is a pivotal moment, because I will not be able to watch this like in the show, by the way. I was hardly able to be able to read this. Look, I would like to say I'm not uncomfortable with people being romantic, but like, I low-key am. Like, I try not to be a sexually repulsed ace person. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just feel like I don't want to yuck other people's yum. That's what they used to tell me in school. Don't yuck other people's yum. I mean, it was about food, but like other stuff. Like, I don't want people to be being like, ew, you watch My Little Pony? I would cry. So, yeah, don't judge my likes and interests. At least too harshly. Unless I know you. No, if I know you, then I'll take it even more personally. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this scene is pivotal because basically they make out and Nick gives Charlie a hickey. Yep, that's it. Yep. And then they stop. The reason why they stop is because, like Charlie says here in this picture, this is probably not the way we want to come out to Tao. Him just opening the door and seeing us making out. But Tao already knows in the show, so what's up with that? What's gonna happen? Why are they stopping? And then Charlie realizes he has a hickey. I don't know how they don't have any clothes that will cover up that. Because they do have a hoodie. They bring hoodies on this trip. So you're lying when you say you don't have anything to cover it up. Also, you could put another shirt over it and then tie it around your neck like those old golf guys do. The guys who wear the preppy polo shirts and go golfing, they tie around like little sweaters on their necks. That's literally what you could have done. Where's the critical thinking skills? There are none. There are none. So they walk around with his hickey showing. Everyone is like, oh my gosh, Charlie Spring has a hickey. What? Weird. That's nasty. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Lol. Who do you think gave it to him? Isn't he gay? That means it's probably another dude. Who else is gay? Nobody is gay, obviously. Nobody else is gay here. So dumb. Anyway, so yeah. And then they're in the Eiffel Tower. And some dude is like, "Hey Nick, you give Charlie the love bite on his neck." He said it, more like, not like how I said it. and then he's like, and then Nick says that, yeah. Which I want to see because, oh my gosh, like in the last episode when Charlie was like, oh my gosh, we're kissing in the corridor. And then Nick is like, yeah, so what? It was so nice. It made me feel so happy seeing him so confident in himself, especially since he's been so nervous the whole season. It's just so, it's like refreshing. So I can't wait to see that because it's going to be refreshing and it's going to feel so like, oh my gosh, he just said that. I mean, that's what it was when I read it too. I was like, oh my gosh, he just said that. The cojones. And then this is Harry defending them. This is another thing. Harry defending Nick and Charlie. I know, like, later he's like, yo, I have really homophobic parents. This is why I'm homophobic as well. But I've learned the error of my ways. Why has he learned the error of his ways? We don't know. Can you elaborate? In HeartStopper Season 2, please? I think you should. I just want to know, why did Harry want to change? Is it just because he's been beat up so... I mean, in the book, he doesn't get beat up by Tao, also. And he also doesn't get suspended, so... he just gets a little beat up by Nick in the cinema, but for good reason. I mean, you can't be just throwing out slurs and think nobody's gonna get mad at you. So yeah, he's just like, he defends them. He's like, leave them alone. You're probably saying that because you're gay. Which is not the best. It's not the best, like, defense, but it's something. Like, he did defend them. And then Nick is like, what the heck just happened? And I'm like, what the heck just happened too? Like, what was that? I can't wait to see more of Harry because Comrack is cool. I don't even know I'm saying his name right, but the actor of Harry, he's cool and really sweet. So, I want to see more of that. A lot of people want to see Ben in season 2. I don't. I would like to see Ben in Solitaire, though, since he actually is in Solitaire. If they ever do, like, a Solitaire movie, I would love to see Sebastian back as Ben. But I don't want to see him in season 2. Why is he there? I don't think he needs a redemption arc, at least anytime soon. I think he can go to college and get a redemption arc. He doesn't need to get a redemption arc, not in this show at least. It can be a spin-off. It could be a spin-off of HeartStopper, but not HeartStopper the series itself. I do not want to see Ben get a redemption arc. I refuse it! I refuse it. I refuse. Anyway, but Harry does get a canon redemption arc in the show, and shows up in Nick and Charlie being not homophobic and friendly to Nick and Charlie, even though Nick and Charlie are like, okay, dude, alright. But he's there, wearing a cheerleading outfit, which I thought was the funniest thing in Nick and Charlie. I know I'm going off topic, but I just can't believe it. You go from homophobic to wearing a cheerleading outfit, and you might think, how are those things, how are being gay and wearing a cheerleading outfit correlated in any type of way? They're not, but a lot of homophobes feel like gay people have to be, like, really flamboyant to be gay. I mean, Harry says it himself. He's, to Charlie, he's like, you don't look gay, but you sound kind of gay. That's it. Like, so it's just crazy that that much of a homophobic person is now wearing a dress, a skirt, feminine clothing for wow. So I was shocked, bewildered. Yeah. So I want more of a story on why Harry decided to change. I think it's because he seeks validation. And I think the only reason why he was so homophobic is because everyone was letting him be. Like, nobody was like, I don't want to be friends with you because you suck. Everyone was just standing there. And then Nick, since Nick is so popular and he's like, I don't want to be friends with you, and then Nick's friends also end up not hanging out with Harry. Harry doesn't have the same posse he does to make him feel assured of himself and make him feel like, you know, not insecure. Like, in the show and in the book, like, Harry, like, really, really tries to seek validation from Nick. So that's my reasoning, but I want them to put that in the show. Like, I want to know why. It doesn't have to be that exact reason that he just craves validation, but I just want to see it. I want to see the reasoning. Why? Why all of a sudden? Alright, this is the start of Nick's daddy issues arc. I kind of want them to elaborate on this more. I don't know how they would. I think they do it pretty good in the comics, so yeah, but yeah, Nick has daddy issues. Yep. That's this. Yep. Nick checking up on Charlie and being concerned about him for not eating once more. Ellen Chow have their kiss at the Louvre. Yes, slay! Woo, woo, woo! My ship! Whoop, whoop, whoop! I want to see more of them. I want to see them have, like, a conversation about their relationship status. If that makes sense. Because we don't see that in the comics, and I feel like it's needed. Especially since they kind of highlight that, like, being anything other than friends would ruin what they have. So I want them to have a conversation about it in the show. Yeah. Charlie faints because of the lack of food he's eating, and also because it's really hot outside. He's been outside all day with the heat and lack of food and water. He faints. Not good, obviously. And then this is like a lighthearted moment of that Charlie wakes up, and then Darcy's like, "You must have gotten overheated. I passed out once when I was wearing a beanie in 30-degree heat." And then Tara's like, "Of course you wore a beanie in 30-degree heat." And they just have this little tangent conversation. But I think it's so cute, and Darcy needs more lines in the show. And I just love Darcy, so leave it in. We love Tara and Darcy. Yes. And then Nick and Charlie talk about Charlie's eating disorder. Charlie has anorexia. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And then they go walking and stuff. And this scene is mad funny to me because Nick is talking to his dad and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're not going to be able to like meet up with me anytime soon. I can't visit you while I'm here in Paris, your home city where you live. I really wanted to see you. Oh, that sucks." Like he's like getting sad because he won't be able to see his dad. And then Charlie's like, "Oh my gosh, he's so hot. He's speaking French." I find it so funny. So it's obviously going to be in there. This is like such a great moment. They would never take it out. There's no way. But it's so funny. I hope Kit gets they hire a good linguistic teacher to teach him how to speak in a proper French accent. Cause Kit's French is no bueno. I don't know why I'm speaking Spanish right now. It's not French. How do I say not good in French? No bien? I don't know. I speak French. Wait. Je parle un peu français. I don't have the best accent, but I'm not good at accents at all. So, yeah. And then Tao is like, "So that really was a hickey." Charlie's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why didn't you borrow makeups from the girl?" And then Nick and Charlie are like, "Oh, we didn't thought of that. We didn't think of that because we're dumb." Yeah. So, put makeup on. Yeah. It's a cute scene, I thought. And then Charlie and Nick are gonna make out, but then get interrupted because the teachers are walking to the vending machine. I think this is a cute scene, and it's obviously gonna happen because teacher love, the teachers are in love, and we gotta see them be in love. And I think I wasn't for the teacher's romance at first because I was like, why do I care? Why do I care? I'm here for Dara and Dara. Oh my gosh, it's their ship name. Darcy and Tara, or Dara. Anyway, Darcy and Tara. I'm here for Ellen Chow. I'm here for Nick and Charlie. I'm not here for the teachers. But the teachers are cute, and watching a lot of people's HeartStopper reaction has made me see a different view of like the importance of the teachers, because a lot of like older LGBT people are watching this and they're like, "Man, this makes me like jealous because I wish I had something like this as a kid, so or when I was a teenager, so I could like accept myself earlier and like feel like being myself is okay." And that's kind of what they talk about here, because this guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I read it as Farquaad, Farquaad, or Farouk. That those don't match at all, but I do not read syllables. I'm really bad at reading. So, yeah. Or I'm very bad at pronouncing phonics and stuff like that. Not my forte. So whatever his last name is, Farouk Farquhar, he only has come to term with his sexuality in his mid 20s, and he's 26. So mid 20s is like 25, 24. So very recently. And Mr. Ajay is like, they're gay. And then he was like, they're gay? And then he's like, oh yeah. You've never snuck off with a boy on a school trip when you were their age? And then he's like, no, I have not. And then I just feel like that will resonate with the older gay people. And then him saying, like, you miss out on all the like cute little teenage romance stuff. And then he basically says, well, you can still have cute little romance moments now. And I think that the older gays watching Heartstopper need to hear that. So I now care about their relationship. Alright, this is picture because Tara's birthday party! I want to see lots of Tara because it's Tara's birthday. I want a whole episode about Tara's birthday. Or it doesn't need to be a whole episode, actually. There wasn't even a whole episode of Charlie's birthday. I mean, it was practically a whole episode, but not a whole episode. I just want a long moment about Tara's birthday. And don't think I forgot about Sahad. I want to see more of her. I will be severely mad if I don't see her. Oh, and since we're talking about Paris Squad and who we want to see, I want to see Imogen in season 2. And I want to see her in Paris Squad. She doesn't need to replace anyone. She doesn't need to replace Sarad. She doesn't need to replace anyone. Just add her onto the group. I mean, it only makes sense. She's already friends with Nick, and I just want to see her friendship like stay with Nick, and I just really want her to I want to see her be friends with Nick. I want Nick to have friends other than Charlie's friends. Like, that's what I said with the rugby boys, Sai, Otis, and Kristen, and I also want Imogen to be a part of like Nick's other friend group that is not from like Charlie. So yeah.